Joink. Beep, beep. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this thing that we like to call Movie Mondays with Matt Plus on the Northern News Now Plus app. I'm your host, whether you like it or not, Matt Rasmussen, a.k.a. the King of Halloween, a.k.a. morning show director here, a.k.a. local filmmaker, a.k.a. host of Movie Mondays with Matt. And so today, hopefully you can tell what we're talking about. We're talking about Leprechaun, as tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Happy early St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I've been wanting to do an episode about Leprechaun for a long time, so it is finally time to talk about that. Also, Leprechaun is coming back to theaters tomorrow to celebrate the fact that, a lot has happened in the world of Leprechaun as of late. You had, unfortunately, director Mark Jones passed away just recently, so it's in memory of him. And Warwick Davis was just given an honorary title. I had to kind of look it up. I wasn't quite sure what it meant. He wasn't like knighted or anything, but like the Prince of England or the King of England was there and gave him some honorary title, which is huge over there across the pond. So good on him, good on Warwick Davis, who plays the Leprechaun, of course, we all know that. And what else? What else has happened in the world of Leprechaun? Some big announcements from Trick or Treat Studios. They're now in they're merchandising this property. Finally, there's not a lot of merch out there for Leprechaun, period. The only real piece of merch I have from Leprechaun is this Funko Pop over here, which was given to me as a gift, by the way. There's not a lot of Lep merch. There was a little Bendy figure that came out back in '93 to promote the movie. There was a little comic that came out, like a little prequel comic leading into the movie. I do have that, but I didn't get the chance to bring it in here today. It was like lost in all the stuff, but I have it, it exists. And then there was another comic that did come out in the like 2009, 2010 era there. So a lot going on with Leprechaun. There was a fan film. We'll get into all that in a bit. There's so much Leprechaun stuff to talk about today. We're probably going to have to do like a 3-part episode here. So bear with me while we get into all of that. But before we get into any of it, let's first talk about the box office numbers, huh? Let's go to our little video and I'll recap the box office. Just a second, where is it? It exists. There it is, and joink. Okay, mic is up. All right, so number 5, Goat fell to 5th place on $4.7 million in ticket sales. Then Scream 7 made $8.4 million for 4th place and a domestic total of $106.5 million. Good for Sydney, good for Ghostface. Next, we have the audio-oriented horror movie Undertone, which opened in 3rd place for $9.3 million. I still need to see this. They have an actual EVP from the Haunted Toys R Us in Sunnyvale, California, so super excited to see that. But here we are, reminders of him, was the top new movie grossing $18.3 million for a 2nd place debut. Then here we go, Hoppers. I'll be talking a little bit more about this one in the future. The 2nd straight weekend win for Hoppers made $28.5 million for a 10-day domestic total of $87 million. And yay, good for Hoppers. We're not going to talk too much about it right now because we have a lot of stuff to get to. Joink, going back on cam. Also, I'm back from a week-long vacation in Florida. I've been gone for quite some time. The last day I was here, I was doing the Ninja Turtles 2 episode up here, and then I basically, as soon as that stream was done, I had to leave immediately, grab a couple things, and then I went with my family. We went out to Florida for a little bit, and so I'm going to recap a little bit of that for you guys today, and it is relevant and fun, and it is tied to some movie things that happen, so we'll do a little family vacation slideshow later, and there's a fun few other little tricks and treats for you guys today. So let's start this episode by talking about Leprechaun. Let's talk about the landscape of horror at the time. In the 90s, as you may recall, the 90s were pretty starved for horror. There weren't a lot of good properties out there. Freddy had run his course, Jason had run his course. At this point, Chucky, unfortunately, had also run his course. He really hit his stride in the 90s, but that was kind of it for him. And there weren't a lot of good properties out there. Michael Myers was done. Everything was just over. And so there were a couple of original properties that came out. But really, Leprechaun ruled the 90s until Ghostface came and carried the baton from him into the rest of the millennium here. And really, like, Leprechaun was it. Leprechaun was the horror franchise of the 90s. So it was made in, well, it was made before 92, but it sat around for a while, and it didn't hit theaters until January of 93. So it came out, and it was a sleeper hit. It was a huge, unexpected surprise. It made a lot of money at the box office, considering that it had roughly a $1 million budget. And you'll find all of these Leprechaun movies have basically a $1 million budget, which, yeah, that's basically a low-budget film. But it looks more expensive than that. And really, you go to see these movies to see the Leprechaun. And the Leprechaun really shines in this movie. They couldn't have cast a better actor to play the Leprechaun. Warwick Davis, you go to see Warwick Davis and all of the shenanigans he can bring. Warwick Davis has a huge resume in film. He was the original Ewok that shows up in the third original Star Wars movie. He was also in Willow. Like, he is Willow. He is Willow. He's also, like, what else? He's in Harry Potter. He's in Lord of the Rings, I believe. He's in a million things. He is well known for a million things. What I love him for is Leprechaun. This was his first big recurring role that they just based this whole franchise on his back, and he carried this franchise. You don't rent these movies to see Jennifer Aniston or Mark Holton or who else? Are there any other celebrities really in these movies? There's a few in part 2. I guess there's like Michael McDonald is in part 2. That's awesome. That's great. You go to see Warwick Davis. You go to see this character that he created, that he personifies so beautifully. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing like a Leprechaun screen accurate kind of costume. I pieced together for many different stills, trying to find the right look, because I wanted to dress exactly as he does in the first film. So you can't see it. I've got like the pink little pantaloons that he has back here. I've got his striped socks, and the buckle's a little off, but you know, I try to do what I could to look like the Leprechaun here. And I've worn this costume a bit throughout the years, kind of tweaked it a little bit. I wore it last year, as a matter of fact, on a little St. Patty's Day special we did. I'm going to show a clip of that coming up later. I'll just talk real quick about the stuff I have here. We have a box of Lucky Charms. If you remember, Warwick Davis is looking for his pot of gold, and he sees a box of Lucky Charms, and he grabs a handful and goes, "Pah!" and he spits them out with extreme prejudice, which is the funniest thing. Here's the Leprechaun's pot of gold. I had like a little Shamrock Shake thing going on here, some other random St. Patty's Day things, and then I actually have all of the Leprechaun movies on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. There's the VHS one, and then here's the Leprechaun Pot of Gore collection here. So you can see the slim, the casings there. This contained the first 5 Leprechaun movies on DVD, and that was a huge deal at the time. The 5th Leprechaun movie came out in 2000, and that's kind of when DVD box sets were starting to take place. They were starting to happen. The big Freddy Krueger box set came out like right at the tail end of '99, and then Leprechaun followed suit with a few others. There was not a Jason box set or a Michael Myers box set or anything yet. Leprechaun was it, and like, I was so excited to get that specific Leprechaun Pot of Gore collection Oh, I can't even tell you. I love these movies growing up. I love all of them, except 4. I kind of low-key hate 4, but we'll get into that. Leprechaun was a huge part of my childhood. As I said, the 90s were just starved for horror. And when Leprechaun came out, there was nothing like it. But after Leprechaun came out, all of these new slashers started to emerge. And suddenly it became this gimmick of, oh, it's a one-note type of character. Let's base a whole franchise around that. So you get things like the dentist or the surgeon or Dr. Giggles or the ice cream man. Like those all kind of came out after Leprechaun. I think Dr. Giggles might have been a little bit before, but it was kind of in that vein of, oh, it's a one-note character, he's a dentist, he's a crazy dentist, let's just run with that and see if we can do a whole franchise with that. And, you know, that's kind of what the 90s were. That's all it was. And thank God Scream came by in 96 and then just kind of, it started a clean slate for horror. But, you know, by the time that happened, like the Leprechaun had already run its course. By 96, Leprechaun 4 had come out, and that was it. It low-key kind of killed the franchise for a little while. They didn't know what to do after that. But again, we'll get into that. We're going to talk about part 1 more. So what else is there to say? Well, Jennifer Aniston's in this movie. She does a great job. It's her first big starring role. And I've heard talk back and forth that she's not proud of this movie. She is proud of this movie. You know, I'd hope she's proud of this movie. Like, she really got her start with this, and she did a pretty good job. In fact, all of the actors did a really good job in this movie. Mark Holton is a big standout. He plays Ozzy. He's like the mentally challenged big guy who you just love the guy. And he, what other movies was he in? He was in Teen Wolf. He was the villain in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The "You'll be sorry, Pee-wee Herman." That guy. He does a really good job. You really feel for him when, you know, he can't figure something out, and, you know, the Leprechaun's coming for him, and just a big, lovable guy. Love to meet him at some point. But yeah, everyone did a great job. Jennifer Aniston's dad, Jennifer Aniston's like boyfriend in this, the younger kid who I think was also in Kazam. Great, amazing cast, amazing cast. The thing that stands out the most is the makeup and the gore. Every one of these movies, the only recurring team members are Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun, and then the guy that he invented the makeup to make the Leprechaun look like that. He was consistent. He came back for every single one. And if you look at the DVD box set or the Blu-ray box set, they have some supplemental features just dedicated to that part of it, like the whole makeup part. So he gave the Leprechaun his iconic look. So let's talk about the story a little bit. Leprechaun is about a leprechaun who's seeking his pot of gold, and he'll do dastardly things in order to get it back. And then it's your standard 90s horror formula. Whoever stands in his way is going to get it from the Leprechaun. And it's so entertaining. What a fun movie. I would even low-key kind of say that this is a little bit of a gateway film. If you're a youngin', like I was when I first finally got to see Leprechaun, it is a good thing to transition kids into that if they're looking to be spooky kids and see horror movies like I did. And this is one of the movies that I was actually allowed to watch as a kid. When they made this movie, it was not supposed to be a hard R gore fest. It was supposed to be way more laid back, like PG-13, and you know, there's a lot of bright colors and things, and somewhere along the line they decided to just go hard R with it, and they actually reshot things to add more gore and more gruesomeness to it, which is great. I think everything about this movie is great. Some people like to think of Leprechaun as like a C, you know, a C series or a D series. No, Leprechaun is better than that. Leprechaun, I think he does rank up there as one of the most iconic slashers of our time. Chucky, Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, Michael Myers, Leprechaun. He's up there. He's got some iconic moments, and he's fun to watch. Really, like the most fun to watch slashers are Chucky, Freddy, and the Leprechaun because they love what they're doing. They're hilarious. They do a good job at it. They have the silly one-liners. That's the stuff you watch for. It's so fun to watch anything the Leprechaun's doing. The Leprechaun is funny. The people are not funny. They're not having a good time. That's one of the things I love about the balance of this movie, is that all the supporting characters, like, they play it straight. The Leprechaun is goofing around while doing horrible things. And it's that balance that makes things work so well. And Warwick Davis is just eating it up. What a fun movie. Just what a fun movie. If you've not ever seen Leprechaun, please watch it. Like, it is a yearly tradition for me to not just watch Leprechaun, but to invite all my friends over. And I have this thing called the Leprechaun Murderathon. Every year we watch Leprechaun, and we watch as many of the sequels as we feel like, in no particular order, because there's no continuity with these movies. We just want to make sure we watch part one. We have Shamrock Shakes, we eat Lucky Charms. It's a great time. It is a yearly tradition, and I actually rewatched Leprechaun last night just to kind of, like, you know, get it front of mind so we could talk about this stuff. Anyway, what else is there to say about Leprechaun? Just a fun movie. You know, don't make fun of this movie. It makes fun of itself enough. It is a movie you're supposed to laugh with. People say, oh, Leprechaun. No. Watch the movie before you judge it. It is brilliant. It is a brilliant movie, and it does not fall into the so bad it's good categories, such as like Birdemic and The Room. This is brilliant horror. Just everything about it is so good. Again, if you haven't watched it, please do. So, anyway, let's get into a little bit more of the story. So, I mean, it's the simplest concept. He wants his gold back. He's locked in a crate at the beginning of the movie. Not sure why they did that, but it was a really cool thing to always hear about in the lunchroom. Like, oh, the Leprechaun, he gets locked into a crate, and he's sealed there for 10 years, and then he breaks out, and it's this whole cool scene where he comes out. I love the whole opening sequence of Leprechaun as well. Anyway, so this family moves into this farmhouse. They're unaware that the Leprechaun is locked away in a crate in the basement. The only thing that will stop the Leprechaun is a 4-leaf clover in this one. And there's one over this crate that is keeping him in there. And in moving in, Ozzy knocks the 4-leaf clover off, and it awakens the Leprechaun. He breaks out, starts looking for his pot of gold. He has exactly 100 coins, and Ozzy accidentally eats one. So, you know, bad things happen to Ozzy, but he makes out okay in the end. The Leprechaun gets 99 pieces of his gold back. He's going for that last one when then his friend steps up, saves the day. He gets knocked down a well, and presumably he's just sealed down there now. His magic, he's sealed down there like he was in the crate at the beginning of the movie, and the Leprechaun has been defeated for the time being. And that's Leprechaun. What an amazing movie in general. Again, please watch it if you haven't. If you're like me, you have to watch it every year. It's a tradition. For me, it's like, you know, you throw on your favorite Halloween movie, your favorite Christmas movie. I have to watch Leprechaun for St. Patty's Day every year, or it's not St. Patty's Day. So, I have rambled for nearly 20 minutes on just part one. This is going to be a long day. So, let's throw it to break, and when we come back, I will talk more about the sequels. Hopefully I'll be a little more speedy about it. And then there's a few other fun little surprises on top of that. So, stick around, me friends. We'll be right back, and here's our break. Jonk.